Picture this: 1.5 million people from 180 countries gathering in one city, while wars rage across the region around them. This isn't a fantasy, this is the 2024 Hajj pilgrimage to Mecca. How do millions find unity in faith when their homelands are divided by conflict? The Hajj is more than a journey, it's a psychological and spiritual transformation that dates back over 1,400 years. Every able-bodied Muslim who can afford it must complete this pilgrimage at least once in their lifetime. But 2024 is different. This year's pilgrimage unfolds against the backdrop of the most intense Middle Eastern conflicts in decades. From a psychological perspective, the Hajj represents one of humanity's most powerful examples of collective identity formation. Social psychologists call this identity fusion, when individual identity becomes inseparable from group identity. Pilgrims literally wear identical white garments, erasing all markers of nationality, wealth, or status. Rich and poor, Arab and non-Arab, all become equal before God. Historically, the Hajj has survived empires, wars, and pandemics. During the Crusades, Christian and Muslim armies clashed across the Levant, yet pilgrims continued to journey to Mecca. In World War I, as the Ottoman Empire crumbled, pilgrims still came. Even during the Iran-Iraq War of the 1980s, which killed over 1 million people, the pilgrimage continued. But 2024 presents unique challenges. The ongoing conflicts in Gaza, Syria, and Yemen have displaced millions. Regional powers like Iran and Saudi Arabia remain locked in a Cold War proxy conflict. Yet somehow, pilgrims from these very nations stand shoulder to shoulder in the same sacred spaces. It's a paradox that reveals something profound about human nature and the power of shared belief. Neuroscience research shows that religious rituals like the Hajj activate the brain's reward centers while reducing activity in areas associated with self-awareness. This creates what researchers call self-transcendent experiences. Pilgrims report feeling connected to something larger than themselves, and to each other. In times of crisis, this psychological mechanism becomes even more powerful. Consider the stories emerging from this year's pilgrimage. A Syrian refugee who lost his home in the civil war, walking alongside a Saudi prince. A Palestinian woman from Gaza, praying next to an Israeli Arab. An Iranian cleric sharing water with a Yemeni tribal leader. These aren't just feel-good stories, they're examples of what psychologists call contact theory in action. The geopolitical implications are staggering. Saudi Arabia, the guardian of Islam's holiest sites, welcomes pilgrims from nations it has no diplomatic relations with. Iran, despite its tensions with the kingdom, sends thousands of its citizens. This creates a unique diplomatic space, a kind of spiritual neutrality that exists nowhere else in international relations. Of course, this unity isn't without its challenges. Security concerns have reached unprecedented levels. The logistics of managing 1.5 million people from conflict zones requires extraordinary coordination. Some pilgrims arrive traumatized by war, carrying psychological scars alongside their spiritual hopes. Mental health support has become an integral part of pilgrimage management. From a religious studies perspective, the persistence of the Hajj during regional crisis reveals something crucial about the relationship between faith and politics. While governments clash, believers transcend those divisions through ritual. The Hajj becomes a statement that spiritual identity can supersede political identity, at least temporarily. The broader implications extend far beyond the Islamic world. In an era of rising nationalism and religious extremism, the Hajj demonstrates that shared religious experience can still create bridges across seemingly insurmountable political divides. It offers a model for how faith communities might navigate sectarian conflicts. As the 1.5 million pilgrims complete their journey and return home to a fractured region, they carry with them more than spiritual fulfillment. They carry proof that human connection is possible even in the darkest times. Whether this unity will translate into lasting peace remains to be seen. But for now, in the desert of Saudi Arabia, faith has triumphed over fear. And perhaps, that's exactly the message our world needs to hear.